Hare Krishna, a Muslim devotee for whom the Rath of Krishna waited for 90 days. This sounds like a fairy tale, yet this is the true story of a Muslim devotee of Lord Krishna for whom Krishna's Rath waited for over 90 days and defied to move an inch until he came. The Saga of Salabeg. Salabeg was the son of the Mughal subedar Lal Beg. His father, on one of the military excursions, came across a young, widowed Brahmin taking bath at Danda Mukundpur near Pipili. Fascinated by her youthful beauty, Lalbeg forcefully kidnapped and married her and forcefully converted her to Islam. He assigned a residence to her in Cuttack near Lal Beg Fort. Lalbeg remained with them only till the time Salabeg was born and then departed, leaving behind Lalita and the child by themselves. Despite her forced conversion to Islam, Lalita continued to worship Lord Jagannatha and also raised her child in a strong sentiment of bhakti for the Lord. Salabeg's mother still missed her Lord Jagannatha and kept her devotion secret to all. She always had utmost faith in Lord Krishna. Salabeg grew up to become a soldier like his father and joined Aurangzeb's army. Once in the war, Lalbeg got killed and Salabeg was badly injured and was battling for life. The injury was very serious. Infection spread and his condition worsened. The pain became intolerable. His mother called a Hindu sadhu of the name Bal Mukund, who chanted the Maha Mantra near his bed for 21 days. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and put holy vibhuti on his forehead. Salabeg's mother also kept encouraging her son to pray Lord Jagannatha for his recovery, and in fact, certainly his health was restored. His miraculous healing encouraged him to develop an even deeper faith and devotion to Sri Jagannath. Gradually, his faith and worship for Sri Jagannath made him very unpopular with the Muslims, and finally he was driven out of his house and deprived of all rights. So he decided to walk alone and penniless to Puri, but when he reached there, he was not allowed to enter Lord Jagannath's temple. Neither any matha or Hindu house was willing to give him shelter because he was a Muslim. Finally, he built himself a small hut made of tala palm leaves at Balagandi in Grand Road, from where he anxiously waited for the chariots to come by for the Rathyatra festival. With great amazement of the people, all the 3 chariots, one after the other, stopped in front of his hut while he stood singing his famous prayers. Jagannath's chariot could not be moved for over 1 hour, and finally the Pandas humbly prayed Salabeg to pull the ropes of the chariot so that it would start moving again. When the subedar of Cuttack, Mirza Ahmed Beg, came to attack the Jagannath temple in Puri, Salabeg went to meet him and by his pleading averted the attack. King Narsimha Datta gratefully gave Salabeg official permission to build a permanent housing instead of the simple hut, and people started to visit his mutt from all over India. His mother Lalita also came with him in Puri, and when she passed away, Salabeg took her body to the Swargdwar, the crematorium in Puri, for her final rites. However, the temple priests not only forbade him to access the crematorium but also attacked his mutt to show their spite and hatred for what they considered an act of presumption and arrogance. Salabeg then travelled to Vrindavan. However, Vrindavan had come under the attack of Aurangzeb, who had set out to destroy the temples there. So, Salabeg decided to return to Orissa and be in Puri for the Rathyatra. During his travelling, however, he fell severely ill and became worried about not making it in time for the festival. So he ardently prayed Jagannath to please wait for him. Meanwhile, the Rathyatra festival started, but after reaching Balagandi in front of Salabeg's mutt, Lord Jagannath's chariot stopped, and it was impossible to move it, in spite of many auspicious ceremonies such as fire sacrifices, kirtans, and all physical efforts, including the strength of the large elephants that were harnessed to pull it. Instead, a great flood came up and the chariots were totally blocked for 3 months. The chariot finally moved only when Salabeg arrived in Puri and came to offer his homage to Jagannath on his chariot. King Narsimha was now strongly convinced of the special favour of Jagannath for Salabeg, and he ordered that he should be allowed to enter the temple, but the priest refused to comply. For Salabeg, however, Lord Jagannath's affection was sufficient, and he remained in Puri for the rest of his life. He passed away in 1646, and his body miraculously turned into a heap of fragrant flowers. Salabeg's Samadhi is situated in Balagandi, near the Balagandi mutt of the Ramanandi Sampradaya, and every year the chariot of Jagannath stops at the Samadhi of Salabeg during its travel. Salabeg wrote over at least 150 songs in various languages on Jagannath, Radha Krishna, Shiva, and Ma Mangala. The most famous is the song A Nile Shila. Although the poet was denied entry into the temple, his descriptions of the inner compound and the sanctum are almost among the most detailed and accurate in the devotional literature of Orissa. His song A Nile Shaila is perhaps the best description of Beda Parikrama, or the prescribed circumambulation of the Sri Mandir. Till this day, as a remembrance to the dedication and devotion of Salabeg, every year the chariot is made to stop in front of the Mazar. It is a beautiful way to show the world that your birth, caste, creed, nothing matters to Lord Jagannath. If you have faith enough to surrender, he has the love enough to accept you. Love and devotion are personal. There is no space for mundane stuff in it. Hare Krishna.